Gentlemen, I really want to have this conversation with you. I don't know exactly what direction it's going to take, but I just really want to have this conversation. And again, Doc is going through an unpacking motion as we have this video, so you already know what to do. Subscribe and do all the good stuff, all right? Welcome yourselves properly by, doing what you need to do. Gentlemen, there is power in the ability to say no, and there's definitely power in the ability to walk away, especially when it comes to situations dealing with women, right? I often feel as though women think that if they put the punan on you in a way that you can just undeniably note that it's some of the best that you've ever had, they kind of feel as though they can utilize that to keep you within their fold, no matter how toxic or crazy they could potentially be, right? There is power in the ability to get up and walk away. Yes, guys, I know. Some of us get into situations wherein it's good, we're having a great time and everything like that, and everything's going well, but the situation on the back end outside of the sexual part is completely falling apart. This chick is toxic, she's crazy, and all of the like, but she feels as though the sex she believes she's given is phenomenal to the point where it will always keep you around. I know I'm late to the party, but I kind of feel as though that was the thought process of Danny Lay as she was dealing with my boy the baby, not little baby, sorry. I kind of felt as though she felt as though, like my man said in a couple of videos, her light skin privilege, and also the fact that, she was from, I think she's Dominican Republic. She's from the Dominican Republic. And she felt as though it was good that she was just going to be able to hold on to this man no matter how toxic the potential relationship could be. And I wanted to utilize this as a learning lesson, especially for my men who choose to travel abroad. Okay? Because I've often made note of this, and Doc just be in the background observing, because that's all I have to do from time to time. When you're in a relationship and you're doing your own thing, I just observe from the background about how other people are dealing with their own shit, because I want to see how they're able to manage and make it work. But what I've often come to find to be truth, y'all can hate me for it for saying it, but I'm going to be honest with you, because again, if I'm going to be fair, I got to be fair across the board, even kill. Understand this. I've noticed that a lot of foreigners make excuses for the attitudes and behavior of the women that they're dating outside of the Western world, right? They make excuses for it. Things that they would not put up with women in the West. Some of them are putting up with those things with women in the East. Newsflash, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, and I know if I ever did this, you can call me out on it, but I have never to the point said that you are not likely to deal with the same situations in the East that you'll be dealing with in the West. It's just going to be at a minimal capacity, and you're not as likely to deal with these situations with women in the East than you are with women in the West. It just depends on who you find and who you're choosing to date. I've always tried to make that comparison. I've always tried to make that statement abundantly clear. But what I've noticed is a lot of guys will make excuses for the behavior of women in the East, maybe because of the way that they look, maybe because they think the sex is better or whatever it may be, but they make the excuses for the women in the East that they would not make for the women in the West. This girl could completely fuck your whole life up, say all kinds of shit, whatever it may be. Well, nah, that's too dramatic. Let me scale it back a little bit. Let's say that she'll say some demeaning things, right? We'll just start with that. She'll make some demeaning type of statement like, oh, you ain't shit, or something like that. Even something as blatant as that. In the United States or the Western world or something like that, if a girl ever says you ain't shit, chances are you probably have a blow up, right? Especially when you're tired of dealing with women in the West, right? So you will not take that shit from her over here. She say you ain't shit, you about to combat her on that shit, right? In the East, it's kind of like, and I know it's just like a blanket statement. Again, you can fill in the blanks, or at least you should be able to pick up what I'm putting down. If she makes a statement like that, it's almost as if you let it blow over, right? There is power in the ability to say no and the ability to walk away, especially from a female. I kind of feel like women really start to be... Most women start to be on their best behavior when they realize that you're not afraid to walk away from them. When they know that you're not afraid to lose them. And that doesn't matter where they are in the world. If they know that you are in the position, whether you have the abundance mindset or not, that you will walk away if shit ain't acting right or shit is not playing right, it gives them the incentive to act right. If that makes sense. If they know that if they cut up and stop and start acting up, if they cut up, start acting up, and you're willing to walk away from them, it gives them the incentive to act right. Especially if they feel as though they ain't trying to lose you. Now, I heard this statement before and I do believe it to be true, and I don't know why I believe it to be true. But I have noticed that some women are in the position to where they cannot fathom the thought of a man breaking up with them. But if they break up with the guy, it's okay, right? So they will throw this tantrum, they will cry, they will scream, they will fall out, they will do whatever they can to keep you around because it's okay for them to break up with you, but it's not okay for us, the man, to leave them. Even if they're cheating or have other men on the side or they're dealing with other guys, they have to be the one to leave the situation. It's impossible or impossible for their mind to fathom the thought of the man leaving the relationship or the man leaving them high and dry. I believe that to be true. So when you are in a position where you can do that and you do make those decisions, it is something that they cannot wrap their heads around. There are connections that cannot be made in that particular regard. So gentlemen, I want you to hold this one deep into your core. I want you to find this wherever it exists inside of your body. And I need you to understand this. There's power in the ability to walk away. Because a lot of women believe that they can keep you in check by just putting it on you or just giving you sex. They can keep you in check by giving you sex. And it's not a good way to think. And it's scary to think that there are some women in other parts of the world that actually believe that to be accurate as well. Now, in most situations, especially when it comes to dealing with, Filipinos in the Philippines, the whole ideology around foreigners and the fact that, they do have a wider selection or a wider option of women and stuff like that, it does kind of somewhat put most of those girls in a position to act right in the beginning or to act right how they need to in order to keep the relationship, which I do believe plays a significant part in the East as opposed to in the West, where we already know where the Western mindset is for most women, and it's not always in the best of places. You feel me? But again, I just wanted to have this conversation, man, because I felt it was worthy for us to talk about it. Gentlemen, you can't also be afraid to say no, right? Just because you're dealing with a girl in the East and you feel like she's the best of the best of the best you ever had and stuff, if you can't afford it or you don't want to buy it, you can't be afraid to tell her no. Because I'm pretty sure you would not be afraid to tell somebody in the West no. Nah, you get that shit yourself, right? So you have to be able to be consistent across the board. And I've noticed, like I said, a lot of foreigners that are not in the position to be consistent across the board. All right. If you can do that and a woman knows that you are not afraid to walk away for any reason, I kind of feel like it really does create the incentive to act right. Right? Again, as a man, gotta play your part, do what you're supposed to do. I'm not sitting there telling you that she's the only one that needs to participate and to be a part of this, whatever you call it, situationship, relationship, whatever. But you also gotta make sure that you play your part as well. And if I'm asking for too much, man, I kind of feel like you're on the wrong channel, bro. Because I do believe that, you gotta play your part as well. But you cannot be afraid to walk away if shit just ain't working out. Not just because she's the first woman in the East that you met and you like it, and she just is everything beauty-wise that is the opposite of the West, so you're willing to put up with bullshit that you wouldn't otherwise put up with. That's not a good way to live life, man. That is not the best way to live your best life. And that's all I want to say. And if you enjoyed this video, man, you already know what to do. Please feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, do all the good shit. Patreon for all unforeseen content. You know where to find it. What else do I got? That's it, my merch. Yo, email me. Doc will get you a shirt printed up real quick. All colors, all sizes. Shipping and handling included in all prices. All right? Little thank you at the bottom if you want to show some love to the good doc. I'd highly appreciate that one. You already know what to do if you enjoy it. And I appreciate you locking in. This has been the Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV. And you know what time it is. It's time for me to go and get the getting. So with that being said, Good Doc is officially out. At least go. Which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Makita. Mabuhay. Peace.